This is NCAA College Volleyball, today featuring the annual Asics Classic. These wavescasts are a presentation of the Pepperdine University Department of Athletics. Well, welcome into Firestone Fieldhouse on the Pepperdine campus in Malibu. I'm Al Epstein. Day number 2 in the 24th annual Asics Classic Invitational. In our first matchup, it features the Bears from Baylor University taking on the Aztecs from San Diego State. Well, the Baylor Bears 1-2 on the season. They're coached by Ryan McGuire in his 8th year. And the Bears come off a 3-1 loss against Pepperdine last night in the first round, first day of this tournament. And this afternoon, the Bears take on a much improved team in San Diego State. They're 2-1 on the season. They're coached by Brent Hilliard in his 3rd year. In the Aztecs, they come off a 3-1 win against UC San Diego last Saturday in San Diego. Starting lineups for this afternoon's matchup. For Baylor, they'll start on the outside, Riley Simpson, along with Lauren Harrison. The defensive specialist will be Sophia Keene. In the middle, Kara McGee, along with Mallory Talbert. The center will be the freshman Avery Carlson, and the libero will be Lauren Basseno. The head coach is Ryan McGuire in his 8th year. For San Diego State, a well-rested team, they will start on the outside, Hepua Tatua'a, along with Madison Korf and Kayla Rivera. In the middle, Ellie Schrader and Kat Cooper. The center will be the freshman Serena Gonzalez, and the libero McKenna Douglas, also a freshman. Head coach is Brent Hilliard in his 3rd season for the San Diego State Aztecs. Our officials for this afternoon's matchup, Sid Church will be the up official and Troy Gravitt will be the down official. We're at Firestone Fieldhouse on the Pepperdine campus. Well, capacity here at the Dine is around 3,100, and we've got about, maybe 100 to 200 on hand for this afternoon's contest. Following this, about 30 minutes later, Pepperdine, a big win over Baylor, which comes in ranked number 9 in the nation. Pepperdine will take on UC Santa Barbara, also a very well-rested team. They haven't played since last Saturday and will be their first matchup in this tournament. Tomorrow, all the teams will be on the court. And for San Diego State and Santa Barbara, they're going to play twice. For Santa Barbara, they'll play Baylor at 10 a.m. Pepperdine will take on San Diego State at noon. And then at 7 p.m., San Diego State and Santa Barbara will square off. For San Diego State, a much improved team, but also very young like Baylor. As the Aztecs serving, moving right to left in their black and red. And the point going to Elise McGee. So McGee comes up. 6'4" sophomore, the younger sister, middle blocker Kara McGee. These teams have not met since 2008. Over the middle, it's punched over by Schrader, goes outside to Harrison. Nice dig by Douglas. Gonzalez sets Rivera, who volleys it over. Baylor once again, they pound it over the middle. It's Talbert scoring. Baylor off to a 2-0 start. Teams haven't met since 2008, and San Diego State actually leads the overall series 2-1. In 2008, Baylor came away with the victory, and the first time they met was back in 1992, so it's been a while. Going outside, Rivera able to score. Kayla Rivera, 6'1" senior from Ventura. She's a transfer from Georgia, where she played 4 years and was a starter. Last year had 201 kills. Yeah, for the most part, both these teams very young. For Baylor, who had the number 4 recruiting class in the country. And there's Elise McGee once again getting the point. McGee, who played a little bit last night. About 8 freshmen, 3 sophomores on this Baylor squad, and most of them will play, as we mentioned, the number 4 recruiting class in the country, led by the setter Avery Carlson. And a point there, it is Ellie Schrader, the transfer from the University of San Diego. Schrader, who leads the Aztecs with 15 blocks. He has 19 kills. She also leads the team, hitting .342. 6'2" sophomore out of Atoll Idaho. Played at San Diego USD for a couple of years, and Baylor able to get the point. 3-2 in favor of the Bears. For San Diego State, and also a very young team, and looking to improve. But for the Aztecs, 7 freshmen, and most of those will be in the lineup. Going outside, Kayla Rivera. He's a big hitter for the Aztecs. It's the best 3 out of 5. First 4 sets to 25. You must win by 2. There is no cap. If they go to a set 5, they'll play to 15. Again, you must win by 2, and there is no ceiling. 4-3 Baylor in set number 1. Now the Aztecs serving, they go the backside of Talbert. Nice save back there by the Aztecs. Carlson sets back row to Harrison, able to score. Lauren Harrison, a 3-time All-Big 12 selection and a preseason All-Conference player this year. And Harrison, who leads the Bears with 47 kills, and last night had 11 in the loss against Pepperdine. She's a transfer from North Carolina, where she was there for 2 years. Point for the Aztecs, Madison Korf. And coming in to serve is Ellie Gagan, one of those freshmen for San Diego State, 5'8" out of Manhattan Beach and Miracosta High School, which always has one of the top programs in the state of California. For Baylor, looking to bounce back, the start of their schedule has been certainly challenging. They opened the season playing Minnesota, the number 4 ranked team in the country, last weekend, and lost 3 sets to 1. The block there by Kara McGee, along with Mallory, make it Riley Simpson. Simpson, a 6'4" redshirt freshman, been playing well. So they lose to Minnesota, the number 4 team in the country. Douglas able to run it down, fouled over by Tatua A'a. It goes outside Simpson, driving it, but Douglas able to handle it, goes into the rafters. That is in play, and the Bears get the point. Those lights and beams overhead sit rather low, but the officials go over the ground rules to every team that comes in here, that if the ball hits one of the light fixtures or beams and comes back on the same side, it is in play. If it goes on the other side, it would be regarded as out of bounds, and the point to the other team. Firing away is Tatua'a. Pretty impressive. Tatua'a from Hawaii, 6'2". She leads the Aztecs with 34 kills, hitting .235. Recruited by USD and St. Mary's in West Virginia. 8-5 Baylor in the first set. Over the middle, Kara McGee leaves no doubt. Kara McGee, 3-time All-Conference, Big 12. Off to a great start. She tops the team with 18 blocks and she has 22 kills. She's 6'5", senior out of San Antonio. And her younger sister, Elise, also on the team. She's a sophomore. Just handled by San Diego State. That's going to be an ace for Baylor. 10-5 Bears. So after Baylor takes on Minnesota, the number 4 team in the nation, they take on Wisconsin, the defending national champions, as Brent Hilliard talking to the down official, Troy Gravitt, about something. Not sure it was a rotation violation. And so head coach Brent Hilliard, in his 3rd year, gets the explanation, and we'll go back to the bench. So they take on Wisconsin last Saturday, the number 3 ranked team in the nation, defending national champions, and a young Baylor team upsets Wisconsin 3-2. So they pole vaulted from being ranked number 16 to start the season all the way to number 9 this week. But they ran into a very good Pepperdine team last night that's currently ranked number 34. And Pepperdine came away with an impressive 3-1 win. Last serve going out of bounds, side out to San Diego State. Plays out of the Mountain West Conference. They are picked 8th in the conference standings in the preseason poll. Firing away Harrison. Oh, what a nice block by Rivera and Schrader. And a point to San Diego State, 10-7, Baylor with the lead. But for San Diego State last season, they were 8-22, 5-13 in conference. They finished in 9th place. And you just get the feeling they're going to be that much better. We got a whistle going to be net against San Diego State and a point to Baylor. 11-7, Bears leading. And it will be Lauren Basseno, the libero, serving. She actually leads the team with 4 service aces. She played well last night at 15 digs, leading all players. And she tops the Bears this season with 37 digs over the middle. Harrison along with Talbert. Going to be interesting who controls the net in this one. Bears have the lead, 12-7. So for the Aztecs, looking to improve, Colorado State is picked to win the Mountain West Conference, and Colorado State plays in Waco, plays Baylor in their tournament next Thursday. Nice point. Big point, Madison Korf getting the score. And the Aztecs get the ball back and trailing 12-8. Tautu serving. Goes with the jump floater deep. Harrison has to handle it. Carlson goes on the backside to Elise McGee and missed it wide, no good. So Colorado State picked to win the Mountain West, followed by Utah State, San Jose State, then Boise State and New Mexico. And the Aztecs, again with a young, talented squad, just figure to move up in the Mountain West this year. We'll see. They'll get that much better, just like Baylor and Pepperdine. A lot of good young players in this tournament. Attack air, point to Baylor. 13-9, Bears out in front. For Baylor, who went 14-2 last year, finishing in second, 22-6 overall. They made the NCAA tournament. They defeated Texas A&M in the first round, knocked off Washington State, and pounding the ball, Madison Korf, one of those talented freshmen for San Diego State. Korf coming up big and getting the point. Madison Korf scoring, and the Aztecs down 13-10, and the Bears able to get the point. 14-10 Bears. But for Baylor, they had wins over Texas A&M, Washington State, but then lost in the Sweet 16 to Minnesota. They are picked second behind Texas this season. Picked third is Iowa State, fourth Kansas, and then Texas Tech fifth. All right, serving for Baylor. This is Cassie Davis, 6'4" junior from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. 14-10 Baylor in set number 1 outside Rivera. Then played by Baylor. They go out to Simpson, able to score. And Riley Simpson, the redshirt freshman at 6'4", 38 kills, hitting .235 on the season. Coming out of high school, she was a second-team All-American and a top 50 recruit. Let's serve gets over. Outside the Korf, took something off of it, and able to get the point. Madison Korf. So Korf at 5'11", first year out of Kansas City, Missouri, and Liberty High School. Aztecs trailing 15-11. At the service line, Noah Miller, who will alternate at center with Serena Gonzalez. Not really a 6'2". Either setter will stay in the lineup and try to score and go to the outside. They'll just rotate two setters, the senior Miller and the freshman Gonzalez. And it's Mallory Talbert. Talbert, a transfer from Texas A&M, a 6'3" graduate senior. She was a starter, led the Aggies with 99 blocks last year. And Talbert, very athletic and quick. They run a lot of back sets with Talbert. 16-11, Baylor out in front. Driving the ball and missing Michaela Labno, 6'2" sophomore from Lamar, California. Nice nice block by Baylor. 17-11, the Bears up in this one. So far, Baylor hitting .588, and for San Diego State, .286. The Aztecs taking a timeout. For Baylor, they came into this match, and again, it's very early in the season, hitting .193. Their opponents, .268. For San Diego State, they're hitting .198 on the year, but they've held their opponents to just a .172 hitting percentage. Aztecs have been a good serving team, out-acing their opponents 21-15, and they've been a good ball handling team, at least early on, with Diggs 136-123. For San Diego State, they opened the season losing to Cal, but then came back with a couple of nice wins, beating Army and UC San Diego. For the Aztecs, they will go home next week. They will play Maryland on Friday, September the 9th in the Aztec Invitational, and also in that tournament, Northern Arizona and Sacramento State. For Baylor, they will head home for their Invitational. They will play Colorado State, the team picked to win the Mountain West, on Thursday the 8th, and also in that tournament, Arizona State and Evansville. Busy time for women's volleyball. Talbot serving and missed it long. Right, last night, Baylor served very well. So did Pepperdine. Baylor hit .211 last night. The Waves hit .268, but the Bears had 5 aces, but just 4 errors. Pepperdine last night, 7 aces and 6 errors. So neither team gave away a lot of points, but Pepperdine looked awfully good in that win. They'll take on Santa Barbara following this match. Tonight we'll have it live on the WCC Network at 6 p.m. 17-12 Baylor. The block up front. Good job by Kat Cooper. And let's see, we're going to get mishandling the ball by Baylor. Point for the Aztecs. Both these schools will be on the football field tomorrow. San Diego State will be home against Arizona out of the Pac-12. Service here goes out of bounds, side out Baylor. And for Baylor, they open the season tomorrow in Waco against the University of Albany. Exciting time of year, college football in full swing this weekend. You got the baseball races winding down, NFL getting ready to start up, women's volleyball in full swing, women's soccer also. So an exciting time as we get close to the fall season. Attack here by the Aztecs, 19-13 Baylor. Baylor ranked number 9 in the nation, picked second behind Texas. That is, this week, the number 1 ranked team in the country. Texas followed by Nebraska, number 2. Impounding it down is Labno. Michaela Labno, 32 kills on the year. Recruited by Fresno State, Cal Baptist, and UC Davis. Big, strong hitter on the outside. Bears up 19-14. Carlson sets over the middle, and there is Kara McGee able to score. So Kara McGee, when coming out of San Antonio in high school 4 years ago, she was rated the number 6 recruit in the nation. Kara McGee at 6'5", out of San Antonio. 3-time All-Big 12, led the team with 89 blocks last season. As you see, Riley Simpson at the service line. 2014 Bears. Douglas will receive on the backside. This is Labno getting the point. Michaela Labno scoring once again. Big, strong hitter. Coming back in, Kayla Rivera for San Diego State, down by 5, 20-15. Serena Gonzalez, the freshman center, returns for the Aztecs. They're in their black and red for Baylor in their green, white, and black. Teams will change sides after each set. Remember, the last couple of years during the pandemic, teams have stayed on the same side of the court. They never switched from one side to the other. They're back to the regulation. Oh, nice block by Schrader and Rivera. Really, Schrader is really going to help San Diego State in 2 years at the University of San Diego, really one of the top programs in the country, and currently ranked number 15 in the nation, and they're playing number 3 Louisville today. 2016, Aztecs move closer. Another nice block by Schrader. Saved back there by DaCosta. It comes back to Harrison, but we're going to get double contact against Baylor and a point to San Diego State. And so the Bears might need a timeout. 2017 in favor of Baylor, and there it is, timeout, the Baylor Bears. The Aztecs on a 3-0 run, and now trailing by 3 at 20-17. Ryan McGuire, he is in his 8th season. He is a Southern California product. Before coming and heading to Baylor, he was an assistant coach at Florida State for 2 years. He was an assistant at Maryland for 2 years as well. But he really made his mark in Southern California when he was the head coach at Cal Baptist, men and women, from 2002 through 2011. At Cal Baptist, Ryan McGuire won 6 NAIA men's volleyball national titles. He won 3 women NAIA national championships. He was the National Coach of the Year in 2010 in men and women's volleyball. It is the only time in the history of college volleyball that one coach has won the National Coach of the Year in the same season. That is quite an accomplishment. And so Ryan McGuire done a great job with the Baylor Bears. He was also the head coach of Biola here in Southern California for 3 years. He played club volleyball at Biola, graduated in 1998. Douglas comes up with a hit, but they're going to say mishandling the ball by the Aztecs and a point to Baylor. But yeah, Ryan McGuire, his brother, Brent McGuire, is the captain of the Los Angeles Police Department. Well, if Ryan runs a red light by mistake, he might get away with it. 21-17, the Bears serving with the lead. Outside, Rivera goes high, but missed it. And avoid that block. The Aztecs will take a timeout, trailing 22-17 in this opening set. For San Diego State, they are coached by Brent Hilliard, his 3rd year. Hilliard, prior to coming to the Aztecs, was an assistant coach at the University of San Diego for 19 years overall under Jennifer Petrie, one of the outstanding coaches in the country. And for Brent Hilliard, in 2006, he became the interim head coach, and Jennifer Petrie went on maternity leave. And all he did was win the conference and became the WCC Coach of the Year in 2006. He also was the interim head coach for San Diego in 2011 and won the conference title. And of course, Brent Hilliard is one of the great players of all time in NCAA. He played his volleyball at Long Beach State, graduating in 1993. In 1992, Hilliard was the National Player of the Year. In 1991, he helped Long Beach State win a national championship. Hilliard played on the Olympic team in 1992, the U.S. Olympic team. He played professionally in Europe, in Belgium, and in Netherlands from 95 through 1998. And on top of everything else, Brent Hilliard is the NCAA's all-time kill leader with 3,034 kills. Done a nice job in his 3rd year with the Aztecs, a much improved team this year, but young. That one sails high. It was not touched by Tatua and a point for Baylor. 23-17 the Bears, trying to bounce back after that 3-1 loss to Pepperdine last night. For the Bears, they got 13 kills from Riley Simpson, 11 from Lauren Harrison, and Mallory Talbot also with 11. The block up front, Harrison right there along with Talbot. Set point number 1 for Baylor, 24-17, the Bears out in front. Basenio serving. Started last year, just a sophomore. Over the middle, it is Schrader able to score on a quick hitter. Set point number 2, 24-18. Bears up. They get the ball back.
Set point for Baylor.
Tatua'a will be at the service line. Jump floater, and that goes out of bounds. And service there, point to Baylor. And Baylor's won the first set, 25-18, and take a 1-0 lead in this best 3 out of 5. Teams will change sides, and we will get ready for set number 2. In that first set, Baylor hit a strong 423, 26 swings, 14 kills, only 3 attack errors. For San Diego State, they hit 174, 23 swings, 12 kills, 8 attack errors. Serving, the Bears had an ace, 2 errors, and for the Aztecs, no aces and 2 errors. Dig 6-3 Aztecs blocking. Baylor had a big advantage, 8-3. Bears were led by Lauren Harrison with 5 kills and 3 by Riley Simpson. And for San Diego State, Madison Korf with 3 kills and Michaela Labno also with 3. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with set number 2. Baylor up 1-0. You're watching Wavecast, the Asics Classic Invitational on YouTube. The Baylor Bears win the first set 25-18. They take a 1-0 lead as the Bears end up hitting a strong 423 and the Aztecs at 174. For Baylor, maybe their best performance in the set so far this season. And again, a win over number 3 Wisconsin by Baylor last week that pulled them to the number 9 ranking in the country. This week in the NCAA, Texas number 1, Nebraska ranked 2nd, Louisville 3rd. They're playing San Diego out of the West Coast Conference on this Friday. Minnesota ranked 4th, Georgia Tech ranked number 5. And Texas picked to win the Big 12. Right, teams change sides. Our officials for today's contest, Sid Church, the up official, and Troy Gravitt is the down official. And for the Baylor Bears, they're moving right to left in their white, green, and black. Carlson goes outside, driving at Simpson. Knocked back by the Aztecs and Schrader. This time Simpson able to score. Riley Simpson's a rising star. 6'4" redshirt freshman. Came in with 38 kills. She led the Bears last night over Pepperdine with 13. Second team high school All-American out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. As we begin set number 2. Aztecs keep it alive. Rivera, they're able to push it over, but we get a whistle. Mishandling the ball by Baylor. Point to the Aztecs. Got 2 very young teams. For San Diego State, They have made 14 NCAA appearances overall, but they have not gone to the tournament since 2012. But they're certainly on the right track. They talk to serving over the middle, pounding it is Kara McGee. But we're going to get a net against the Aztecs and a point to Baylor. Aztecs in their black and red. See Ellie Schrader's got those glasses, probably more for about protective than anything else. 2-1 Baylor. First time these teams have met since 2008. The Aztecs actually lead the series 2-1. Off the blocks is Rivera able to score. Baylor out of the Big 12, located in Waco, Texas, between Dallas and Austin. Population about 139,000. Enrollment at Baylor close to 21,000 students, and tuition about $49,000 a year. On the backside, driving it, that is Ali Sheck, another freshman, 1 of 8 on this Bear team. Sheck is 6'4", out of Sugar Land, Texas, just outside of Houston. Rated one of the top 35 players in the country last year. First team high school All-American, quick hitter there by Cooper, and able to get the point. Cat Cooper, 6'1" freshman from Springdale, Arkansas, comes in hitting .324 with 15 kills, a high school All-American. So both these teams loaded up with some good young talent. This is Noah Miller for the Aztecs, the senior center. Miller, 5'10", Douglasville, Georgia, pounding the ball, but kept in play by the Aztecs. Off the hands and a point. Driving the ball is Tatu A'a. 4-3 Aztecs, and Noah Miller averaging 5.73 assists per set. She leads the team with 10 service aces, so she's tough at the service line. Over the middle, Talbot covered by Douglas. Go back outside is Tatu A'a, but missed it wide, no good. We're even at 4. Later tonight, Pepperdine will take on Santa Barbara in part of a doubleheader. You'll be able to watch that on the WCC network. And then tomorrow they'll all be back at it in a tripleheader beginning at 10 a.m. Douglas able to get it over. They go outside. That is checked. San Diego State goes in the back row, and apparently was touched. And a point for San Diego State. And Epua Tatu A'a. Run a lot of things with Epua. She's that good, athletic. They run the back row quite a bit, at least early on. 5-4 San Diego State. In the second set, Bears up 1-0. Tapped over there by Harrison. That's sent back by the Aztecs. Back to Harrison, who drills it. Lauren Harrison, who spent 2 years at North Carolina. She's a 3-time All-Big 12 selection. And Harrison, whose uncle played in the NBA, Buck Williams, you might remember him, played in the NBA from 1981 through 1988. He was 6'10", played with the Knicks, the Nets, and the Portland Trail Blazers. Lauren Harrison making a name for herself. And there is Tatu A'a once again. A big gun for the Aztecs, who take a 6-5 lead. Schrader back in, and it will be Kat Cooper, first year middle blocker at the service line. Off to a great start. Hitting .324 and 15 kills, tapped over by Talbot. Right there was Schrader to keep it alive. Talbot sets Simpson, and the shot attempt is no good. Missed it long. Well, you know you're going to be in trouble when your middle blocker's got to make the set and the pass. So for both these teams, they're just going to get better and better. A month from now, we'll recognize these teams. They'll get that experience and will be able to execute more efficiently. But it's early in the season, and you go through growing pains sometimes. Outside there's Simpson. We get a whistle. Going to get a net Going to be against San Diego State, point for Baylor. 7-6. The Aztecs still leading. Mallory Talbot to serve. The transfer from Texas A&M. A starter led the Aggies with 99 blocks last year, 6'3", long and athletic, a big addition for Baylor. Outside, firing away. And we get a whistle with Labno, double contact against Baylor. So all those mishandling the ball, double contact, that's just a lack of experience. And we've seen it from two young teams, at least early on. Good news is they're just going to get better and better as they gain experience. Serena Gonzalez, the freshman setter. 8-6 Aztecs. Last year, San Diego State on the road went 6-13 over the middle. Karen McGee, what a great block there by Schrader, along with Labno. Bears get it again. Quick hitter by Carlson, able to score. Avery Carlson, she's 5'11", out of Lucas, Texas. She was the 2021 National Player of the Year, a four-time All-American. She wears number 3 for the Bears. She's off to a great start, averaging 9.46 assists per set. Then win over Wisconsin. Here's Schrader punching it out of bounds, but we're going to get a whistle. A net against Baylor. Well, that's another thing. Nets and attack errors, mishandling the ball, double contact, all just lack of experience. Talk to to serve. But talking about Avery Carlson, she was rated the number 4 recruit in the nation last year. Nice shot there by Chet. And Chet was a first-team All-American, 6'4" freshman. Strong left-handed hitter. 9-8 Aztecs in the second set. And Riley Simpson serving for Baylor. And moving right to left in set number 2 over the middle. Schrader pounds it. Great play by Bassano, gets it right back at the point for San Diego State. Madison Korf, boy, she's got a strong arm, power hitter. Korf just driving the ball and able to get the point. And 8 San Diego State. This is McKenna Douglas, first year libero. Outside, driving the ball, check once again. Carlson, the highest recruit ever at Baylor, a number 4 player. And overall, Baylor had the number 4 ranked recruiting class in the country. On top of Carlson, they also have Alexis DaCosta, who was rated the number 5 recruit in the nation, coming out of high school. Korf blocked up front. Oh, what a great play by Chet, along with Talbot. Chet, again, a first-year player. Didn't play much in the first 2 matches. Didn't play a lot last night, but in some playing time this afternoon has played well. We're 10-10 in set number 2. Bears won the first set, 25-18. They hit 423. Then net again by Baylor. For Baylor, when you come off a loss against Pepperdine, Baylor last year was 13-4 on the road, 10-2 at home, and went to the NCAA tournament. In 2019, Ryan McGuire got the Bears all the way to the national semifinals before losing to Stanford. 2019, Ryan McGuire was the National Coach of the Year in Division I. Off the blocks, Harrison scoring. 11-11. The Aztecs much more efficient in this second set. They are hitting .353, 17 attempts, 8 kills, only 2 attack errors. Bears are hitting .350 in the second set. This is Labno at the hit. This is Harrison on the other side. Miller setting over the middle. Bears again go back row. Nice block up front by Cooper and Labno. Labno drives it. Back there, Bassano. Harrison with the hit. It comes outside. They joust. Harrison wins it. On to and Harrison battling at the net. And for the Bears, they get the lead for the first time in a while in the second set, 12-11. For the match, the Bears are hitting .391, the Aztecs .250. Miller on the backside, course, knocked down by Harrison along with Talbert. Well, I really like Mallory Talbert. She looked great last night. Had 11 kills. At 429. Came up with 3 blocks. And the transfer from Texas A&M, number 11, that's Talbert on the back side, but kept alive by the Aztecs. They joust again, this time won by Labno. It goes to Douglas, back to Labno, goes cross court and scores. Michaela Labno, 6'2" sophomore, comes in with 32 kills, hitting .240. Well, the Aztecs, without a doubt, a much improved team. 13-12. Baylor still with the lead. A floater, good serve. Nice save there by Keene, and then Harrison driving it.
Warren Harrison with a Bears kill.
Rivera couldn't come up with it. 14-12 Baylor. Last year Baylor had 13 shutouts. They were shut out just once. For San Diego State last season, they had 7 shutouts, but they were shut out 11 times. So they were vulnerable during the 2021 campaign, trying to keep it alive. The Aztecs able to volley it back. Baseño outside is Simpson, and the shot no good. Simpson saying it was touched. Let's see if the Bears will challenge this. There's the green card, and yep, they will. Simpson says it was touched. The call on the court was a tack error, point to San Diego State, and the Bears challenging, saying it was touched, and they want the point back to Baylor. Now, each coach will get 2 challenges. If they win the challenge, they keep both. If they lose this, then they're down 1. If it goes to a 5th set, each coach will get an additional challenge. Well, Baylor out of the Big 12. Of course, they are changing quite a bit as they lose Texas and Oklahoma to the Southeastern Conference, but the Big 12 next year are going to have Brigham Young out of the West Coast Conference, leaving that league with 9 schools. Big 12 will also add Cincinnati, Houston, and Central Florida. And who knows who else might come into that league. For the Mountain West, they have not been touched yet. They're pretty much the same 11 teams. Wyoming and Fresno State, San Diego State, Nevada, Air Force, Boise State, New Mexico, Nevada, Las Vegas, San Jose State, Utah State, and Colorado State. But with the Pac-12 changing quite a bit, with SC and UCLA heading to the Big Ten in 2024, there have been rumors, and again, nothing concrete, these are just rumors on the street, that the possibility does exist that San Diego State and Boise State could move over to the Pac-12, and just rumor. There's also rumors that the Big 12 may go after Arizona and Arizona State, Colorado and Utah. As the Big Ten just signed a $1 billion, now with a B, TV contract with a number of networks. All right, they come to a decision, and the point will stand to San Diego State. So it's an attack error. It's got to be definitive and absolute. And for Troy Gravitt, he couldn't see anything to change the call. So for Ryan McGuire, he has 1 challenge remaining. He loses his first one. And for the Aztecs serving, Kat Cooper, the freshman and a servicer, side out Baylor. 14-13, make it 15-13 Baylor in the second set. Well, a lot going on. You just think it might be the beginning. How about the Atlantic Coast Conference? Could they be hit? Could Clemson and North Carolina head to the Southeastern Conference? Well, it's all about really football and basketball and the TV money over the middle. The Bears up their lead to 16-13. Baylor, and some notable alumni. Max Muncy, who plays for the Dodgers, played baseball with the Baylor Bears. A nice block up front there by Kara McGee. Going back outside as they battle up front, and then Kara McGee able to get the kill. A timeout taken by San Diego State as they trail now at their biggest deficit in the second set. It's 17-13. We mentioned Max Muncy. How about Willie Nelson, a great country western musician, is a Baylor alumni. Coming out of Waco, born and raised early, the comedian, actor, musician Steve Martin. You know about Steve Martin. Been around for years. Of course, Jennifer Love Hewitt, born and raised early on in Waco, Texas. All the movies, I Know What You Did Last Summer. And then Shannon Elizabeth coming out of Waco. All the American Pie movies. Some notable alumni in Waco and at Baylor University. This is the 24th annual Asics Classic. Pepperdine has won this tournament 16 times, but they haven't won it since 2018. University of Washington won this tournament last year. The Pepperdine currently in the driver's seat after their win last night over Baylor, the number 9 ranked team in the country, 3-1. It gets Santa Barbara following this match. We'll have a live wavecast of the WCC network. It will be a different link that you'll have to click on. But you'll be able to watch and listen to that. Comes up about 6 p.m. approximate time. At the net, the hit there by Schrader. Outside, Simpson driving it. And firing away. Taught to
Point goes to the Aztecs.
Epua once again coming up. A much needed point for the Aztecs. 17-14. Baylor with the lead. They'll clean things up on the Baylor side. Serena Gonzalez, the freshman setter. You got a senior in Noah Miller, and then you have Serena, the freshman, setting. You need a veteran team, an experienced team to handle that because you've got two different setters in and out of the lineup, a freshman and a senior. There's Douglas setting outside Rivera. Harrison runs it down, volleyed over Bassino. What a great play on both sides. Outside Rivera again, the shot no good. Boy, great job. Douglas, the libero for San Diego State. Lauren Bassino, the libero for Baylor to keep that alive. 18-14 Bears. But when you use two setters, again, it's not a 6-2. They're just rotating in and out. They're not an offensive threat. You know, the chemistry, the timing can be very different in the style of play that each setter uses. And you have one with a lot of experience in Miller, and then the freshman Gonzalez, as good as she is. But there's an adjustment there for San Diego State, but so far it's done well. They're 2-1 coming in. 19-14 as the Bears get the point. Now Riley Simpson with the serve. They go outside to Rivera, but the block. Alley check. Along with Kara McGee up front. And the Aztecs will take a timeout. Down by 6 in set number 2 at 20-14. For the Bears in this second set, they're hitting 290. The Aztecs, well, they have fallen 0-91. They got off to a great start, but really struggling now. For the match, the Aztecs hitting 125. Baylor 351. Blocking the Bears with 17. The Aztecs with 3. 17-3 differential at the net. Diggs, 18-16 the Aztecs. Leading scorer for Baylor, Lauren Harrison with 8, Riley Simpson with 6, and Karen McGee with 4 and 4 blocks. McGee last night had 7 blocks. 6'5" senior out of San Antonio. 3-time All Big 12. She wears number 17 for Baylor. For San Diego State, Epua Tontua'a leads the Aztecs with 5 kills, but she's hitting just 0-0-0. Madison Corp, the freshman, with 5. Kayla Rivera with 4. And Michaela Labno with 4 kills. So 2014 Baylor. Our director this afternoon, Madison Parham. We want to thank our Pepperdine camera crew on this Friday late afternoon heat wave here in Southern California. Along the coast, about 82 degrees. In the valley, about 112. And it is hot and muggy. Firing away is Tonto but rejected up front. Boy, the blocking by Baylor has been outstanding. This is Simpson, but this time blocked back by Tonto Well, so far, this match has been won at the net by Baylor. Ball out of bounds. Baylor gets the point. Again, they're great blocking. They're up by 7, 21-14. Baylor won the first set, 25-18. Gonzalez sets on the backside. That is Tonto Once again, this time it was touched, and the Aztecs get the point. Tonto once again, 21-15 Baylor. Issei Heipua from Hawaii. Top scorer in this Aztecs coming in with 34 kills with the jump floater. Over the middle, Bears attacking. Aztecs go outside. The shot no good. That was Madison Korf missing. Attack here. 22-15 Baylor trying to go up 2-0. In this Asics Classic, Pepperdine, Santa Barbara to follow. For San Diego State, they'll play the Waves at noon tomorrow. And all the matches will be video streamed either on the WCC network or YouTube. At 10 a.m., Baylor will take the court, taking on Santa Barbara. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m., it will be Santa Barbara and San Diego State, the California schools, squaring off. San Diego about 130 miles south of Los Angeles. Santa Barbara about 90 miles north of Los Angeles. Carlson outside to Harrison, who pounds it. Diving back there is Gonzalez to keep it alive. Rivera is blocked. Kara McGee and Lauren Harrison. The block once again for Baylor. Because Baylor's been well tested early on. You're taking on Minnesota number 4. You beat Wisconsin number 3 in the country. Then you take on Pepperdine on the road, number 34 team in the nation. Well, they have been well tested early on. It's shown here tonight. You get a whistle, going to get a net, going to be against Baylor. Point for the Aztecs. 23-16 Baylor.
McKenna Douglas to serve for San Diego State.
The Aztecs, McKenna Douglas. Those first-year players. As the Aztecs will clean things up on their side of the court. 7 freshmen for San Diego State, 8 for Baylor. 5 sophomores for the Aztecs. The future very bright for both programs. All right, Douglas serving. Senio able to receive. Harrison outside. Douglas with a great dig. On the backside, Rivera. Tipped and pinballed. Harrison again. The shot no good. Missed it wide. 23-17 Bears. And McKenna Douglas once again. 5'8" freshman from Phoenix, Arizona. Leads the team with 38 digs. Both these coaches using their freshmen quite a bit. They're just talented. Listen, if you can play and make that jump from high school to Division I, it's a big one. This is Korf, but rejected up from once again. Kara McGee controlling the net at 6'5", along with Alec Check. Boy, Check is earning more and more time. She's a strong hitter, a power hitter, but she's shown that she can block and done a nice job in this one. Set point number 1 for Baylor. Basenio serving the libero. Gonzalez goes outside to Korf with a smash hit. Missed it wide, no good, and the Bears win 25-17. And Baylor takes a 2-0 lead in this best 3 out of 5 over San Diego State. Team will change sides. We'll get ready for set number 3 in that. For the match, Baylor is hitting .317. San Diego State's hitting .076. Blocking, though, has been the big difference. 21 for Baylor to 3 for San Diego State. 21-3, led by Kara McGee, who has 6, and 5 for Mallory Talbot. The two middle blockers controlling up front. Leading scorer for Baylor, 8 kills for Lauren Harrison, 7 for Riley Simpson, and Karen McGee with 4 kills to go along with that 6 blocks. For San Diego State, Epua Tatua'a with 6 kills, Madison Corp with 5, Kayla Rivera with 4, and Michaela Labno with 4. Diggs, San Diego State with 22, and Baylor with 19. Crowd of about 100, 150 on this Friday afternoon. We'll come back with set number 3. Baylor up 2-0. You're watching Wavecast, the Asics Classic Invitational on YouTube. Now the Baylor Bears up 2-0. They won the first set 25-18, captured the second set 25-17. The Bears hitting .317 for the match, and San Diego State hitting .076. So we get ready for the third set. For Cal, they were shut out in the first match of the season by Cal. And last year, as we mentioned, were shut out 11 times. And so for Baylor, looking for the sweep and the shutout. They had 13 last season. They were shut out just once. Our officials for today's contest, the up official Sid Church, the down official is Troy Gravett. Pepperdine, Santa Barbara at 6 p.m. later tonight. A live wavecast on the WCC Network. Madison Parham is our director on this Friday afternoon. So a special thanks to Sarah Ottoman and Roger Horn out of the Pepperdine Athletics Communications Department. '24th annual Asics Classic. Usually a strong field. University of Washington won this last year. It will be the Aztecs serving. Serena Gonzalez, the freshman center, as the Aztecs moving right to left in their black and red uniforms. Firestone Fieldhouse, it's a small arena, seats around 3,100. Over the middle, Karen McGee, and pounds it over, and it's 1-0 Baylor. And we'll see if San Diego State, a young team, can regroup. Brent Hilliard, the head coach. Team is 2-1. Team picked 8th in the Mountain West Conference. Brent Hilliard in his third year. This is going to be challenged by Brent Hilliard. The call on the court was that it was touched by San Diego State and a point to Baylor. But the Aztecs are saying no, the shot was not touched and went out of bounds and should be a point to the Aztecs. And we sit way upstairs, so we're kind of surmising most of the times, but it has to be absolute and definitive to overturn the call. Ryan McGuire's challenged once and he lost it, so he has one remaining, and we'll see what happens with Brent Hilliard. For Baylor, they're 1-2 on the season. Vic's second in the Big 12 behind Texas, the #1 ranked team in the nation this week. Texas, the defending league champ. Colorado State in the Mountain West won the league last year, and Baylor will play Colorado State next Thursday in Waco in the Bear Invitational. All right, they've come to the decision. Get the call on this one. And they're going to say that the shot was not touched, and San Diego State wins the challenge. The point reversed. So Karen McGee attack air. And Ryan McGuire off the bench and gets an explanation. He's got a smile as he walks back to the bench. 1-0 Aztecs. So for San Diego State, they get Pepperdine tomorrow at noon. Yeah, triple header on Saturday, a big college football weekend. Outside Harrison pounds it over. Right there was Schrader along with Rivera, but Harrison a strong hitter. In 2 years in North Carolina, 3-time All Big 12. Harrison, 6-foot senior out of Stone Mountain, Georgia. 3-time All Big 12 selection, just a talented player. Outside Rivera firing away. Oh, a nice set by Gonzalez, the freshman going cross court. Yeah, Rivera's really going to help the Aztecs, the transfer from Georgia. The starter had 201 kills last year for the Bulldogs. This year 21 kills, but hitting only .030. Over the middle, Talbert. And the Aztecs cannot keep it in play. They're tied at 2.
Sophia Keene in for the Bears to serve for Baylor.
The Bears will bring in Sophia Keene, a defensive specialist. Played well yesterday, had 9 digs. Schrader with the hit, covered by Basenio. Harrison gets it over the block. Diving save back there by Labno. They scramble, and the point to San Diego State. We'll actually give Tatu the great save to allow San Diego State to score. Now McKenna Douglas at the service line. There's a couple of aces this season. 3-2 Aztecs. Down 2 sets to none. Harrison outside. Back there, Tatu once again. Korf with the hit. Basenio with the save and missed time by Talbot. Avery Carlson just missed it with Mallory Talbot. 4-2 Aztecs. We've got off to a pretty good start in set number 2. But midway through, the block of Baylor was a little bit too much and able to control the game and end up winning 25-17. Tack error by the Bears. Douglas again, 5-2 San Diego State. So for the Aztecs, who playing their first game, so they're well rested. They haven't played in almost a week, as Harrison shot goes out of bounds, no good. So but the Aztecs well rested, but maybe not quite as sharp as Baylor, who played last night, familiar with the surroundings, adjusting to the light and the backdrop. Does either team have an advantage? Is the team that's well rested, but maybe not as sharp? Or the team like Baylor, who played last night, lost a tough match to Pepperdine, familiar with the surroundings, but might get a little bit tired. It's always the argument. 6-3, Bears down by 3, and so far, the Bears have won the argument a little bit sharper than the Aztecs so far. Pounding the ball. It is Kat Cooper. Cooper, a strong hitter. Again, with Cooper, a freshman, 6'1", out of Springdale, Arkansas. A really good young player. Douglas, a freshman, the libero. Labno's a sophomore. Serena Gonzalez, a freshman. Yeah, San Diego State is young, just like Baylor. Outside Simpson, driving it, able to score. Noah Miller could not control it. Back in its center, playing in the back row. Lauren Basenio, the libero, starter last year, leads this team with 4 service aces. 7-4 Aztecs in the third set. Labno with the hit, blocked back by Karen McGee along with Carlson. Carlson sets McGee with a quick hit. Boy, a nice read by Avery Carlson. Last year's National Player of the Year, a four-time high school All-American, and rated the #4 recruit in the nation. There's #3 for Baylor. Fun to watch. Briseño once again, Bears down 7-5. But up 2-0 on the backside. Another great block by Karen McGee and Simpson. Again, McGee is there. Labno could not get it over. And the first time they blocked, onto Karen McGee once again, such a presence at 6'5" and long. And remember when she came out of high school in San Antonio, Texas, she was rated the #6 prospect in the country. Three-time All Big 12, wearing number 17 for Baylor. 7-6. Bears making a move behind the serve of Lauren Briseño. Aztecs on the offensive on the backside. And a shot missing as Tontu once again attack air. And we're even at 7, and the Bears have gone on a 3-0 run. Briseño at the line. Just a sophomore, comes up short. And one thing you notice about the Bears, especially at the service line, they don't beat themselves. They have 1 ace and only 3 errors so far today. The Aztecs, no aces and 4 errors. They've been a good serving team. Noah Miller has 10 aces already in the early part of the season over the middle. Karen McGee, oh, what a block up front. Tontu along with Kat Cooper. Boy, at point-blank range, the Aztecs able to block. 9-7 San Diego State. Aztecs will take on Pepperdine tomorrow at noon. Baylor will come right back, an early start at 10 a.m. Service error, side out Baylor. 9-8, Bears get the ball down by 1. The Bears will play Santa Barbara in the first match tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll have it on YouTube. And then the San Diego State Pepperdine and the WCC Network, and then San Diego State Santa Barbara on YouTube. Briseño keeps it alive. Simpson taps it over. Ball is pinball. Douglas comes up short, and a point for Baylor. We're tied at 9. So with the Aztecs, so important when you're down 2-0 and you're on the road to get off to a good start, which they did. Led 7-4. The Bears now on a 5-2 run and 4 in a row. Miller setting on the outside, Tontu and off the blocks. And missing by Baylor. Kat Cooper will serve for the Aztecs. Cooper, the middle blocker, another freshman for the Aztecs. Young squad, up 10-9 in the third set. On the backside, Simpson gets it over. A little bit off that, read the block pretty well, the redshirt freshman at 6'4". So for Baylor, team, high expectations. Ryan McGuire, ranked number 9 in the country, so this is a big chance for the Aztecs to knock off a top-ranked team. And Pepperdine knocking off number 9 Baylor last night. I think it was the first time since 2012 that the Waves have knocked off a top 10 team. Waves are very good. They're picked 3rd in the West Coast Conference behind Brigham Young and San Diego. Waves ranked 7th in the country out of the WCC, but will move to the Big 12 on July 1st, 2023 in all sports. Off the blocks, Labno. Michaela Labno, strong hitter, 6'2", sophomore. Hillmar, California. That's Serena Gonzalez in to serve. We're tied at 11. Get to those pivotal moments in a set. You get to midway through around the 15-point mark. So it's a key And right now for the Aztecs, they need a run, but there's Ali Check. Another young, outstanding player for Baylor, high school All-American, top 35 in the nation. Wasn't enough to have the 4th-ranked player in the center, Avery Carlson. Then you get Alexis DeCosta, was ranked number 5. And you get a top 35 player, and Ali Check, service ace. Kara McGee at the service line, the middle blocker. 13-11. And the Bears, who trailed 7-4 in this 3rd set, now a 9-4 run. Service error, side out the Aztecs. 13-12 Baylor. Bears won the 1st set 25-18, won the 2nd set 25-17. For the match, the Bears hitting 286, Aztecs 089. Overpass by the Bears, Korf outside, diving save back there by Basenio. Aztecs keep it alive. On the other side, Rivera firing away with a great save by DeCosta. Harrison taps it over. Back there with a great save. That is Tontu Ah. Outside, Rivera again, the block, able to knock it down. Harrison along with Talbert. Boy, it's been about controlling the net for Baylor. They're up 14-12. 25-5 in blocking in favor of Baylor. 25-5. You know, we saw how good they've been. Boy, the Aztecs have had some good looks. Rivera a couple times just rejected up front. All right, Sophia Keene, a defensive specialist, a stalwart freshman, top 95 recruit. And beat goes on for the Bears, pounding the ball as court. There's another good-looking freshman for the Aztecs. Got some good young players as well. 14-13, Aztecs down by 1, trying to get this to a 4th set. Out of about 200 on hand. Could be a few more later tonight. Pepperdine, the home team, although a lot of students away for the Labor Day weekend as they clean things up on the Aztec side. And Santa Barbara will bring some fans as well. A few fans for the Aztecs. On a green and gold for Baylor. They had 100 alumni present last night. Harrison off the blocks. Gonzalez on the backside. Rivera able to score. Or even at 14, gotta like the effort by San Diego State. Down 2-0, playing on a neutral site, just continues to battle. McKenna Douglas, the libero. Carlson, quick hitter to Harrison. Not a lot of defense there. Boy, a power hitter and Lauren Harrison. Simpson back in. DeCosta will sit down for Baylor. And this is Cassie Davis for the Baylor Bears. Up 15-14, outside Korf driving it. Oh, damn, Addison Korf's gonna be really good. A strong arm. Oh, we're down to 15. In this 3rd set, Baylor setting 167, San Diego State 200. For the match, the Aztecs 105, Baylor 284. But it's been the block by Baylor the difference. Outside Simpson, great save back there by Tontu Ah. But the point, going to get a net, I think, against the Aztecs. And Baylor leads 16-15. And Lauren Basenio will be at the service line. Basenio, 8 digs today, and 15 lead all players last night against Pepperdine. Over the middle, and the Bears able to return it. This is Miller setting over the middle once again to Cooper, but right there are the Bears, tapped over by Karen McGee. On the other side, it is Tontu Ah, and it is blocked by the Bears, and they score again. Yeah, the Aztecs are getting good looks. They're just going up against a strong blocking team by Baylor. And Karen McGee is a 3-time All-Big 12 selection at 6'5" and long. a terrific player. 17-15, but a service error. Side out San Diego State, 17-16. Aztecs down by 1, but more importantly, down 2 sets to none. Aztecs serving. This is Ellie Gagan to serve, a freshman. Aztecs keep it in play. Pounding the ball is Tonto A. Back to Hepea. It goes back row to Harrison. Douglas gets a touch. They joust at the net. And this time won by San Diego State. Epu Tonto A comes up with the point. He's the Aztecs' leading scorer with 8 kills. Madison Korf has 7, and Kayla Rivera with 7. Tonto A is only hitting .091. Riley Simpson with 11 kills topping Baylor. Lauren Harrison with 10 over the middle, and Cooper just missed it out of bounds. 18-17 Baylor. Karen McGee was 7 blocks, 5 kills. Mallory Talbert with 6 blocks. Avery Carlson with 29 assists. For San Diego State, Serena Gonzalez with 19 assists. Noah Miller with 9. Gonzalez has played most of the way in this one. Service ace. Avery Carlson, the freshman, with a big-time floater. And the Aztecs will take a timeout, down by a couple, 19-17, and down by 2 sets to none. So when you have young teams like Baylor has and like San Diego State, I've seen a lot of timeouts in the first couple of matches, but sometimes as a coach, you got to kind of micromanage your young squad. And if things start to get away from you, you take a timeout and talk to your team and give them some confidence and instruction. And we've seen on the Baylor side, we saw it last night against Pepperdine when the Waves were going to run. And we're seeing it from San Diego State. They're down 2 sets to none. The Bears have rallied once again after the Aztecs got off to a good start in this third set, as they did in the second set. I want to see Baylor rally and win it in set 2, 25-17. We're coming down to the finish, and for the Aztecs, calling a timeout, trying to settle the team down, is head coach Brent Hilliard. 19-17 Baylor. Trying to get their first shutout of the season. There's a place Santa Barbara tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. San Diego State will battle Pepperdine at noon, and then Santa Barbara at 7 o'clock. A busy day for the Gauchos and the Aztecs. Avery Carlson with the serve. A lot of ball movement on that floater. Outside, with the block. Oh my, Karen McGee and Allie Check. Check's defense got 4 blocks today, 4 kills, and no attack errors, hitting .667 in 6 swings. 2017 Baylor. Karen McGee now with 8 blocks. She had 7 last night. Another block up front, Karen McGee. This time Riley Simpson helping out on the other side. So for San Diego State, trying to move the ball around, but Karen McGee is so quick to the ball. .29 blocks for Baylor and 5 for San Diego State. 29-5. Outside, Tatua. Point this time. Tatua gets the point. 21-18 Baylor. Cat Cooper serving. The Aztecs trying to rally late. Baylor won the first set 25-18, won the second set 25-17. Cooper at the line. Carlson outside to Check. Good block up front. It's pinballed. Schrader along with Labno coming up big. Good block by San Diego State and much needed. 21-19. San Diego State down by 2 and down 2 sets to none, and Cooper at the line. So the Bears, they go to the bench. They bring in Elise McGee, the 6'4" sophomore, the younger sister of Kara. Highly regarded, maybe a better ball handler blocker. This time the block is good by Schrader one more time, and Labno. So twice they come up with big blocks. Let's see if the Bears take a timeout. 21-20 Baylor. They are up 2 sets to none. Cooper at the service line. Comes up short. Now, sometimes coaches will think about taking a timeout and they say, you know what, let the team figure it out themselves. Let's just wait and see. Other times you want to pull in the reins and talk to your team and keep things close to the vest, and you will take that timeout. McGuire had enough confidence in his team to say, let him play. 22-20 Bears trying to win this in 3. Labno's covered. Harrison pounds it. Douglas is there. Labno sets to Schrader, who scores. Take that Noah Miller setting. 22-21, the Aztecs in striking distance. Elise McGee stays in the lineup for Baylor. With her sister Kara McGee. Will be Serena Gonzalez serving for San Diego State. Trying to rally late, get this to a 4-set. Over the middle, pounding it down, Kara McGee. Boy, a quick attack, nothing that San Diego State could do. Talbot comes back in up front. Kara McGee will serve. 23-21, Baylor. Bears trying to get their record even at 2 wins and 2 losses. We'll have a quick wrap-up if the Bears can win it. Another block by the Bears, Harrison, and the Bears able to score, and it's match point number 1 for Baylor. And a reminder, coming up at 6 p.m., it will be Pepperdine and Santa Barbara. We'll have a live wavecast on the WCC network. Aztecs take a timeout. Match point number 1 for Baylor. They have been very strong today, hitting .253, holding San Diego State to an .071 hitting percentage. For the Aztecs, 99 attempts, 35 kills, but 28 attack errors. But the block, 31-8 Baylor in blocking. 31 days. Kara McGee has 9. Mallory Talbert has 7. And 7 for Lauren Harrison on the block. Avery Carlson with 30 assists. Top scorers, Riley Simpson with 11. Lauren Harrison with 10. Karen McGee to go along with those 9 blocks, 6 kills. For San Diego State, Epua Tontu has 9 kills. Madison Corp with 7. Kayla Rivera with 7. And Michaela Labno with 5. Match point number 1, Karen McGee will be serving. Baylor Bears trying to get to 2-2 if the Aztecs, unless they can rally, would fall to 2-2. Play tomorrow noon against Pepperdine. Good jump floater. Aztecs on the backside. Rivera firing away. Make it Tontu with the kill. Oh, match point number 2, 24-22, and Epua will be at the line. Tontu such a strong hitter with the jump floater deep. Senio goes outside to Harrison for the win. The shot no good. Match point number 3, 24-23. The Aztecs hanging in there. Tontu once again. A good floater serve. Carlson on the backside. We're going to get a double contact against Baylor. Point for San Diego State. We go to overtime. We're tied at 24. You must win by 2, and there is no ceiling. So a 3-0 run late by the Aztecs. Give them a lot of credit. Good serve once again. Carlson to Harrison. Blocked out of bounds. Rivera was there. Oh, match point number 4, 25-24 for Baylor. The Bears serving. Sophia Keene keeps it in play. Gonzalez goes outside to Korf, who gets the kill. Well, we continue. 25-25. McKenna Douglas at the service line. 5'8" freshman from Phoenix, Arizona. Now for the Bears, 4 match points, unable to convert. Harrison hits it over. On the backside, Rivera, the block is there. Harrison and Talbert once again as the block continues to flourish. Match point number 5 for Baylor, 26-25. Talbert now with 8 blocks. Karen McGee with 9. 8 for Lauren Harrison. It will be Harrison to serve. 3-time All Big 12 with the floater. On the outside, Korf firing away, and she got it. Boy, Madison Korf is going to be really good. 26 all. So for Baylor, match point on 5 different occasions. Noah Miller comes in as the server, and she'll play 7. Pepperdine, Santa Barbara coming up at 6 p.m. Depending how long this match continues, and if the Aztecs can pull it out and get this to a 4 set, they could be here for a while. It would certainly delay the next match. They have to be given, I think, 30 minutes between matches. Carlson outside, Simpson with a great shot. Nice effort by McKenna Douglas, but could not come up with it. Match point number 6 for Baylor. Lauren Basenio to serve. Match point number 6. Basenio delivers, good floater. Miller sets Slabno, who scores. 27 all. Aztecs keep coming up big. The serve has not been that challenging for San Diego State down the stretch. They've done a good job converting and avoiding the match and match points so far. Over the middle, McGee pounds it. This time kept in play by the Aztecs over the middle. Cooper. And the Aztecs have set point number 1 up 28-27. And Madison Korf serving. Well, if the Aztecs win this, then anything goes. And Baylor's going to take a timeout. They have had match point on 6 different occasions. And now the Aztecs a set point. They're down 2 sets to none and trying to get this to a 4 set. You gotta love the Aztecs just continuing to battle. Boy, Madison Korf has 9 kills. You just see the ability and talent in Korf. The freshman, 5'11", plays much bigger than that out of Kansas City, Missouri, and Liberty High School. Kata Labno, only a sophomore, another power hitter. Question Rivera also, strong hitter. Aztecs continue to battle. Set point number 1. It will be Korf at the service line. For the Bears, 6 times they've had match point. And a service ace, and we're going to a 4 set. It's really 9:27. The Aztecs rally. Match point 6 different times for the Bears. They cannot close it out. Great comeback by San Diego State. Baylor still leads the match 2 sets to 1 as San Diego State hit 154 in the set. Baylor 121. For the match, Baylor's hitting 250. San Diego State hitting 105. For Baylor, 33 blocks and 8 blocks for San Diego State. 33-8. But for the Aztecs, they come on strong at the end And for Baylor, 6 times they have match point. They are denied, and the Aztecs now get this to set number 4. And the Aztecs are going to be very good down the road, and certainly so will Baylor. We'll get ready for set number 4. Baylor up 2-1. Take a quick break. You're watching Wavecast, the Asics Classic Invitational on YouTube. Set number 4, Baylor up 2-1. Great effort, great comeback by San Diego State. 6 match points for Baylor. They could not close it out, and the Aztecs end up winning set number 4 of 3, 29-27 to get this to a 4 set, and now anything goes. For Baylor, they're hitting .250 for the match. The Aztecs hit .105. Baylor, though, just dominating the net. 33-8 blocking. Riley Simpson leading Baylor with 12 kills. Lauren Harrison with 11 and 8 blocks. Karen McGee was 6 kills and 9 blocks. And Mallory Talbert with 3 kills and 8 blocks. For San Diego State, Epua Tontua'a has 10 kills. Madison Korf with 9. Kayla Rivera with 7. Michaela Labno with 6. San Diego State is blocked again. Karen McGee and Allie Check. Baylor leads 1-0. Our officials for today's match: Sid Church is the up official. Troy Gravitt is the down official. 10 blocks for Karen McGee. As the teams change sides, that time mistimed. And Douglas gets up slowly. Hope he didn't turn an ankle. 2-0 Baylor. So for Baylor, thought they pretty much had them won in the 3rd set. Aztecs do a great job to rally and win at 29-27. Certainly got to build some momentum and confidence for San Diego State. And for Baylor, we'll see how they regroup. Baylor 1-2 on the year, ranked number 9 in the nation. So usually you're ranked that high, you're going to get everybody's best. And the Aztecs, this is Gonzalez sending outside. And Tontua'a with the kill. And missed it. Looks like it might have been good. Signaled attack air, point for Baylor, up 3-0 to begin set number 4. So with this match moving on, it certainly may delay the start of our next contest. Pepperdine and Santa Barbara, nice block by Schrader along with Tontua'a. 3-1 Baylor. Ellie Schrader, the transfer from San Diego, 4 kills and 4 blocks. Tontua'a with a serve and missed it long. 4-1 Baylor. Ryan McGuire in his 8th year as the head coach of Baylor. Brent Hilliard, 3rd season with San Diego State. Riley Simpson at the service line, the outside hitter. Good jump serve. They go outside. Tonto ball is pinballed and volleyed back at the net. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get contact to net by Baylor and a point to San Diego State. 4-2 Bears. McKenna Douglas, the libero, serving for the Aztecs. They're moving left to right, and they're black and red. And the Bears in their white, green, and black. Basenio with the reception, outside check, but oh, what a block from Cooper. And Tonto 4-3. Bears up in this fourth set. For San Diego State, now playing with some confidence. And battling number 9 Baylor. Carlson goes outside to Harrison. Lauren Harrison with her 12th kill. Transfer from North Carolina. She was there for 2 years. A 3-time All Big 12 Conference selection. There's number 31 for the Baylor Bears. That's 6-foot senior. Good serve by Basenio. Run down by Gonzalez. The block is good. A check along with Talbert. There's outblocked Pepperdine last night, 2013, but it wasn't enough. The Waves ball handling and great balance, able to get a 3-1 win over the number 9 Baylor Bears. They're trying to bounce back. Up 6-3 in the fourth set over the middle. Quick hitter by Cooper. Kept alive there by DaCosta. Gonzalez on the backside, Rivera. DaCosta again with the overpass. Back outside, Korf shot attempt wide, no good. Alexis DaCosta, rated the number 5 recruit in the nation. She's an excellent ball handler. We're going to get a timeout taken by San Diego State, down 7-3. Talking about DaCosta, 2-time high school All-American, number 5 recruit in the country, 5'11" freshman from Katy, Texas. He has been more used in the back row than anything else. Got a strong arm, but she has done a great job in the back row. Came into the match with 18 digs, and DaCosta today has 4. He hasn't played that much. For the Bears, up 7-3 in the fourth set. Again, the next match will start 30 minutes, approximately 30 minutes following the conclusion of this match. We have about 200, maybe a few more on hand. Last night they had over 700 here in the building to watch Pepperdine beat Baylor 3-1. It was a great crowd, a lot of students. Again, a lot of those Pepperdine students are probably left for the weekend and that extra off day on Monday. All right, Lauren Basenio once again at the service line. The Bears moving right to left in set number 4. Up 2-1. Gonzalez goes outside, ball pinballed, and let's see, we get a whistle, and we might get a do-over. That was the initial call. Sid Church, the up official. Troy Gravitt, the down official. They work up and down the West Coast. Score still the same, 7-3. So inadvertent whistle. Basenio once again will clean things up on the Baylor side. Baylor won the first set 25-18. Second set 25-17. And then a thriller in the third set. San Diego State fought off 6 match points to win it 29-27. Tatua, shot no good. 8-3 Baylor. Baylor's up 8-3, but they're hitting a -250 to begin things. Serve out of bounds, service error. Side out San Diego State. The Aztecs bring in Labno along with Noah Miller, the setter. Miller will be in the set, the serve. Miller, the 5'10" senior, Georgia. She started at Woodford College. Over the middle is Mallory Talbert.
The kill from Talbert. Sophia Key is the serve for Baylor.
Oh, Miller also transferred in from Arizona State, where she played for 1 year. The senior's got a lot of experience, plays some tough competition. Service error, 9-4 Baylor. Make it 9-5 as the Aztecs get the point. And so the Aztecs, Ellie Gagan serving the freshman defensive specialist. Douglas sets outside, driving the ball. Attack air, or was it touched? Oh, they're going to give the point to San Diego State. A Pua with the score. So Gagan, 5'8" freshman from Manhattan Beach. Service air, side out to Baylor. That comeback by San Diego State, and it was an outstanding one to win it 29-27. But that will take its toll. A lot of emotion and energy spent in that third set. You kind of find out how much it'll wear on the Aztecs as this match continues. 10-6 Bears, fourth set. The shot is good. On to 10-7 Baylor. Still holding the lead. Schrader comes back in. The transfer from the University of San Diego. Kat Cooper at the service line, the freshman middle blocker. Aztecs moving left to right. Get off to a great start in this fourth set, but hanging around, and right there, Riley Simpson. Simpson leading all scorers with 14 kills. 27 swings, only 3 attack errors, and hitting .385 from the outside. My coaches will tell you they'd like to see your outside hitters hit about 275 to 325. 385 is excellent. Karen McGee and Avery Carlson on the block. When it's all said and done, it'll be about Baylor's ability to block at the net and control things up front. 12-7 Baylor. This is Mallory Talbert, a transfer from Texas A&M. Led the Aggies in blocks with 99 last year. Volleyed over by the Aztecs over the middle. Tapped over by Kara McGee. As the Aztecs mistimed the block. 13-7 Baylor. Talbert once again. The Baylor Bears serving the floater. Run down by Miller, outside, firing away. On to misfires out of bounds. 14-7 Baylor. Did the Aztecs take a timeout? Down 2-1. Baylor played number 4 Minnesota, beat number 3 Wisconsin, lost to number 34 Pepperdine. Now take it on the Aztecs, tipped over by Labno that goes out of bounds. Attack air, 15-7 Baylor. Such a great comeback by the Aztecs in set 3, but you know it's got to take something out of you as this match wears on in such a young team. And Baylor's playing well in this fourth set. Shot attempt, and there's Labno able to score. Baylor 15, San Diego State 8. They changed the scoreboard. No, they gave the point to Baylor. 16-7. A delay called by the officials. Talbert once again, deep floater. Miller cannot run it down. It's an ace. For Baylor, their 4th ace against just 7 errors. They do not give away a lot of points at the service line. For San Diego State, only 1 ace and 8 errors. That's a little bit high. Coaches will tell you the ace to air ratio. They'd like to see 1 to 2, maybe 1 to 3. So if you have 3 aces, 9 airs, that's pretty good. Again, the block. And the shot there from the outside. Talk to Julia Haney comes in for San Diego State, a 6'1" senior from Temecula, a transfer from Portland State, making her first appearance in this match. Played last year and led the team with 61 blocks. On the backside, it is Kara McGee able to score. So Haney, we don't know if it's injuries. A 2-year starter at Portland State, had 103 kills last year. She gets in the lineup for the first time. But the Aztecs are down 18-8. Simpson on the serve, a lot of ball movement. Pinballed over by Douglas. Basenio for Baylor. Outside check. And kill for Allie Check. Boy, between Madison Court for San Diego State and Allie Check at Baylor, we're really looking at 2 outstanding young players. 19-8 Baylor. Trying to get their second win of the young season. Again, Pepperdine, Santa Barbara, 30 minutes. We would think after the conclusion of this match, Haney able to get the point. 19-9. Aztecs are going to have to put on a furious rally in this 4th set. Hepua will be at the line serving by McGuire. 2019 National Coach of the Year. Won 6 national titles at Cal Baptist on the men's side, NAIA. 3 national titles on the women's side, also NAIA. Point to Baylor, 20-9, and Riley Simpson serving. 2010, Ryan McGuire was the National Coach of the Year in the men's volleyball and women's volleyball. The only time it's ever been done in collegiate volleyball. Really a legendary coach in Southern California. 20-10 Baylor. And McKenna Douglas will bring it into play. For the Baylor Bears over the middle, the Kara McGee. McGee with 11 blocks, her 9th kill. 39 blocks for Baylor and 12 for San Diego State. 39-12 at the net. 21-10, the Bears up, trying to win this one. They go outside, the shot attempt, and she got it. Katu once again scoring. She's got 14 kills, 10 for Madison Court, make it 11 for Court. 21-11. This is going to be challenged. Maybe a timeout. We'll see. It looks like they're going to challenge this. Call on the court was that it was apparently touched by Baylor and a point to San Diego State. And the Bears say no, it was not touched. It was an attack error. And it has to be definitive. A look in and what Troy Gravitt is looking at, a little bit different than the angle that we can give you. Pepperdine, Santa Barbara coming up right now, approximately about 6:20. It's got to be definitive. Can't quite make it out. We're a little bit too far away and not a real clear picture on that monitor. Now, our monitor is fine, but on the one that the official's looking at, the point will stand for San Diego State. So Ryan McGuire loses the challenge, if nothing else, he gets kind of like a timeout. And if there's any momentum for San Diego State, it's slowed down by the break in the action. 21-11 Baylor. Noah Miller, the senior setter. A transfer from Arizona State, played there in 2019. Briseño. They go outside Harrison, and Aztecs able to keep it in play. Lauren Harrison once again, her 13th kill. At the conclusion of this game, we'll have a quick wrap-up, and then we will break and then come back on the WCC network. You'll have to click on that icon. At joust at the net, won by Carlson. Aztecs get another chance. A save back there by Keene, and a point for Baylor. Alicia Andrew comes up big, a 6'4" redshirt freshman from Richfield, Washington, 23-11. Now Andrew coming down to the court, makes a nice play. And Faith Lynch into serve for Baylor, 5'7" sophomore from Magnolia, Texas. For Baylor, 2 points away from the win. Good serve. Miller sets over the middle to Cooper. They battle, and Baylor cannot get it over. 23-12. The Aztecs. And for Baylor, they only play one game tomorrow. Hagen back in to serve. They're a freshman defensive specialist. But for the Aztecs in Santa Barbara tomorrow, they're going to play twice. It'll be a long day. Baylor plays tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. against Santa Barbara. 23-12 Baylor. Overpass pounded there by Cooper. 23. So 12 in favor of Baylor. And they now change the scoreboard, 23-13. Hagen once again with a good floater. Carlson runs it down, outside Harrison. Shot misfires. San Diego State. Trailing 23-14. Hagen once again, service error, match point number 1, actually number 7 for the Baylor Bears. Remember, they had 6 chances in the third set. 24-14. For Baylor, the jump floater, and we'll have a quick wrap up after the conclusion of this match. Shot is good from the outside. Don't you once again. But no, they're going to say no good. And Baylor has won 25-14 in the fourth set and wins the match 3 sets to 1. Teams congratulating each other. For Baylor, they go to 2-2. San Diego State also 2-2. For Baylor, they'll play tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. against Santa Barbara. San Diego State takes on Pepperdine at noon. Coming up in about 30 minutes at approximately 25 after the hour, Pepperdine will take on Santa Barbara. For Baylor, they end up hitting 277, San Diego State 062. Leading scorer for Baylor, Riley Simpson with 14. For San Diego State, Hepua Totua'a had 13 kills. The blocking the difference, 39-8 in favor of Baylor. Once again, the final score, Baylor 3, San Diego State 1. Coming up in approximately 30 minutes, Pepperdine, Santa Barbara in the Asics Classic. I'm Al Epstein. Join us in about 30 minutes.